Hi again, 11 minutes before 7. Hundreds of fans took to the streets in downtown Denver overnight to celebrate the biggest victory in pro football. Traffic was backed up for miles, and dozens of police officers were on patrol to keep the celebration under control after the Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers 24-10. Fans showed their excitement by cheering and running into the streets to high-five drivers. The victory parade will be held at Union Station in Denver tomorrow.
A very good Monday morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau. We're just getting started with nonstop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. And of course, the big story this morning, if you haven't stepped outside or looked out the window yet, we have a warning for you. Winter is back in a big-time way, and it's making for some dangerous conditions out there this morning.
For sure. Blowing snow and icy roads are delaying the start of dozens of schools here in the Valley, so you'll want to check ahead before sending the kids outside today. Most of the delays are 2 hours, but a few programs are also canceled. You can check out that list. Of course, we've been scrolling them on the bottom of your TV screen, but you can also head to valleynewslive.com. or just use our VNL News app and click on the current closings button. And we have team coverage of what you can expect outside today, and we begin with meteorologist Lisa Green coming up on 6:51. Weather and traffic on the ones.
Good morning. Winter weather advisory in effect for basically our counties along the Red River and in the heart of the Red River Valley here. This is again until noon, so it's been extended because we're still getting some wind and even some light snow, so it's still impacting us here today. We're looking at some snow showers between Grand Forks and Fargo, especially in eastern North Dakota, and then right along the North Dakota-South Dakota line with some pockets of more moderate activity, perhaps over toward the Northwood area there, and then back over into Barnes County as well. But the snow is starting to let up, so that's the good news. The not so great news is that we're still seeing some strong winds. A 40-mile-per-hour gust in Fargo out of the north, 39 in Fergus Falls, 23 in Bemidji, and 36 miles per hour rather in Oaks. I wish it were 36 degrees. We're not quite there today. In Northern Valley, we're looking at some teens and 20s, so it's really starting to come down there, and hopefully we can continue that trend here this morning. A half mile of visibility in Fargo. It's been very low for the last several hours in Fargo Moorhead, Fergus Falls, Wahpeton down to 2.5 miles, and we've got a mile of visibility in Cavalier. And just keep in mind, even though things may look okay near where you are, in some of those open areas, there's going to be places where visibility is close to zero when those wind gusts start to pick up with that fresh snow. 13 degrees in Fargo, 13 in Grand Forks. We're a much cooler 3 degrees in Bemidji and a much warmer 20 in Jamestown right now. Here's a look at our hourly planner today. Basically where you are, expect the temperatures you're seeing right now to be kind of steady. So in the Central Valley, we're in the teens. We'll be maybe moving into the mid-teens for highs today. We've got the snow showers this morning, then things start to taper off. We may even get to see some sunshine, but the one thing that's going to be sticking around is the wind, unfortunately. Wind still into the 20s, even into the evening hours tonight, and those are steady speeds. There's that chance for seeing those wind gusts into the 30s, even into the evening hours, and of course that means all that fresh snow still getting picked up, blown around, drifting, and causing some issues on the roads. So today, not ideal. 15 degrees will be your high. We'll see temperatures tomorrow even colder and still a little breezy too. 8 degrees. Another system brings us a chance for snow on Wednesday, and then temperatures kind of make their way back toward the average by Saturday into the low 20s. Let's check in with Al for a traffic update.
We're back out on the Metro Interstate Loop, Lisa, and I'm on northbound Interstate 29. A lot of traffic out here this morning. The road surface overall not too bad, though there are some definitely scattered icy areas. Big deal, of course, continues to be visibility problems. And it seems like you get out in this open country, and boy, you really have some problems. Even in the metro area, like in Maine and I-29, for example, visibility drops. It's just awful around the tri-level. You need extra caution through there. And out on Highway 10 on the Minnesota side, visibility there was terrible when I was over there a little bit earlier this morning. And there were a couple of cars in the ditch between Dilworth and 336. Lots of things to be mindful of this morning as you're out and about. Make sure you're driving extra carefully. Approaching 12th Avenue on I-29, Willamette Valley today, traffic.
The howling wind caused problems not only last night, but also all morning, as we've been talking about all morning as well.
It's been creating some major visibility issues out on the roads. The Valley Today's Christy Larson. She has been part of our team coverage covering those roads. I know you've been really trying to check out, Christy, some of the interstates outside of the Fargo-Moorhead area where those whiteout conditions have been pretty difficult. What can you tell us?
Yeah, guys, you know, we just made it back into town, and I can tell you it was scary there for a while. We did not feel safe enough to get out of the car, so that's why we're still in the car. We did make it back into town, but I have to say it is whiteout conditions. As soon as you get out of town, we were just going on the exit on 336. That's exit number 6 in going from Moorhead, and it was quite a traffic jam because you could not see the car in front of you. You could barely see about 10 feet in front of you, actually, with all the wind that was blowing the snow across the roads. And we had a lot of those cars with their flashers on. We had a quite traffic jam going into Moorhead, but I have to say road conditions now in town a little bit better. As you can see here, we're taking a look going across the bridge into North Dakota. And you have a lot better visibility once you make it into town, and you have a lot more of that protection for you. But talking with both the sheriff deputies from Clay County and up into Grand Forks, those sheriffs as well, say you need to slow down. You need to be prepared for those road conditions. Up in Grand Forks, where there's no travel advisory going all the way out to Devil's Lake, you do have to be careful. They also have no tow, which means if you get stuck out in the ditch, if you choose to drive and you get stuck, they can't get you out until that is lifted. So you do have to be careful out there as well. As the sheriff's been saying, there's not too much ice, just some of that compacted snow around the areas, but there is the wind that you have to deal with. We've been being pushed around in our SUV, so if you're driving a car, you got to be careful. And guys, as you can see, we're coming up to the exit, so we're going to be careful, get off these roads, and hopefully everyone makes it to work safe today too.
Yeah, 336, that's not very far, just like 6 miles out of town, so you don't have to be very far out to be dealing with some serious visibility issues. Christy Larson reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Christy. The Clay County Sheriff's Office is getting a new high-tech, high-flying crime-fighting tool, and we'll get a look at it a little later this morning. Sheriff Bill Berquist says they will be showing off their department's new drone at a news conference this morning.
Berquist says that the drone will be piloted by the Red River Valley Water Rescue Team and will be deployed mostly for search and rescue missions. The Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office is the only other local department in the valley that currently uses a drone. Well, it was quite a shock this weekend for a small North Dakota town after an apparent drive-by shooting left a man dead in Enderlin. Family members tell Valley News Live the name of the victim, Billy Holiday, a man who had a wife and 3 children.
It happened around 2:30 Sunday morning. Several bullet holes can be seen across the front of the building where Holiday's body was found. Authorities are looking for a 2013 or 14 Ford F-150, possibly silver in color, but they do not have a description of the possible suspect. If anyone has any information about the shooting, you should call the Ransom County Sheriff's Office. That number is 701-683-5255. A 20-year-old Breckenridge man is being treated for serious injuries from a head-on crash in Ottertail County. The Minnesota State Patrol says Zachary Wilpreck was driving south on Highway 78 near Rush Lake around 10 yesterday morning when his vehicle crossed the center line and hit an oncoming car.
Now, the driver of that other vehicle is identified as 24-year-old Dylan Spanswick of Ottertail and was treated for minor injuries. The State Patrol says road conditions were wet at the time of the crash. Well, investigators are still trying to determine the cause of a fire that destroyed a home in South Fargo. A family of 5 escaped their home on the 2600 block of 27th Avenue South early Saturday morning.
One person was treated at the scene for minor injuries after crews pulled them out of a basement window. Fire officials credit smoke detectors in the home for waking up the family and keeping everyone safe. They say this fire should be a reminder for everyone to make sure their smoke detectors are working.
All right, it is time to answer our question of the morning, and it's a little bit of a special one this morning. As we've been saying, it's time to let everybody know if baby Bosch is a boy or a girl. We've got a balloon here with some
Because you
stuff
guys,
inside.
you're halfway through your pregnancy.
Yep.
This is Crystal, the mom-to-be. We keep saying you're having a baby. Crystal's the one
Crystal's
carrying
having the baby.
And you found out on Friday
Yes.
what you're having. But now the rest of your family, your work family, gets to find out.
Yeah, you guys made your guess. Pink or blue was the choice. You had to wear pink or blue. You went with pink. You went with both.
Go with pink, though. Still go
Yeah,
with pink.
go with pink. Christy went with pink. I know Danielle, the producer of North Dakota Today, she went blue. Shaylee, our associate producer of the Valley Today, went blue. So we've had plenty of guesses.
And you were neutral today. So
I am neutral. I don't know how well this is going to work. We had him fill it up. It's helium, but there's so much stuff inside that it was a little heavy. So, are we ready? Are we doing the countdown?
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Baby girl! Yay! You're going to be covered in pink and glitter for the
Glitter.
rest of your life.
Well, right, exactly. That's
So
what I
this
figured.
is
She's
very
like, oh, it's
fitting.
going to be, it's going to be all stuff.
Yay.
There we go. All the people are going to be really excited. You've
You're
gotten me
very
covered in
glittery.
glitter before, so I should have made you pop it. Yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Baby girl. We were a little worried on Friday. She was not exactly cooperating and revealing her gender right away, and I sort
She's
of
difficult
promised.
like her daddy.
We let the tech know we're going to need an answer.
Yeah, no kidding. We've all been waiting, so congratulations to you too. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. More local news and weather for you right here in just 25 minutes.
Have a great Monday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning.